Hello, everyone. Ooh, is that Iron Forge music in the background? It is, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. Hello, Sam. You're the first lad into the chat with Romina in second. Today, I didn't get something horrible as a request to draw. Isn't that exciting? Normally, I'd get something like, Tony, draw an erect cock, or Tony, draw something disgusting. Not today. Today is a pretty exciting time for me. I was requested to draw something nice and wholesome. I was requested to draw my favorite character from Paper Mario, which is one of my favorite games ever. Specifically, the 1,000-Year Door. That's in the top 3 of like all-time favorite games. It's up there. So I'm pretty excited. That music's taking me right back. It's good. Back to when I did nothing all day. So this is good. We're gonna be drawing Yoshi, which is, here, I'll pull him up on the screen. As you can see, he comes in a variety of exciting colors, which is good shit, you know. That was always one of my favorite things about him, was all the colors he could have. Pickle Rickers in the house. Ooh, Pickle Rick. Everyone saw that Rick and Morty last night? I hope so. So, Yoshi Kid is kind of an interesting companion here. So, in the game, essentially, I didn't understand this as a kid fully, even though I had a strategy guide, because I was kind of dumb. So, it was kind of, you know, luck for me, really. Basically, you find an egg. Mario finds an egg, and you, the game will keep time of how long you have the egg. Alright, so from the moment you get it, you walk around with it and he bounces around following you. And depending on how much time between you originally picking up the egg and you know, hatching the egg will determine the color that Yoshi has. It doesn't change any of the stats or anything, but the color changes. And I always wanted the black one. But the black one is pretty hard to get. It basically goes in like 2-minute increments, if I remember. I think it's like, green is 0 to 10 minutes, and then red is like 10 to 5, and then this one's like, or 10 to 15, this one's like 15 to 17, something like, they're all weird times, and black is like a 2-minute, you know, time interval. And I didn't understand that as a kid, because I didn't, you know, read the strategy guide as well as I should have. I begged my parents for the strategy guide for this game, and I still didn't, you know, even read it properly. But we're just gonna go ahead and draw them. Now, when I was younger, I've probably talked about this before on streams, but when I was younger, I used to actually be a very good artist. I know, I probably, it doesn't look like it now, but I used to be very good. I would do hand drawings all the time. One of my favorite things to draw was Paper Mario. That was actually what I was known for. I could draw anything in like the Paper Mario style when I was a young kid. So people would always have me draw stuff, which I thought was fun. It was basically, I would open up the strategy guide and then recreate everything I saw, and it was pretty exciting. Why does he look like an edgy teen? He actually is. That's part of his character. He actually is, in fact, an edgy teenager. Yoshi pops out of the eggs, and he refuses to call you Mario. He calls you the Great Gonzalez. Oh, fuck. Alright, so I gotta do this by hand, with a mouse. This is gonna be shitty. Is that too thick? Is that too thick of a line? I feel like it is. I'm trying like real hard with this one. What's the flow do? Let's turn that to 20. I mean, I think it basically makes it so like, oh, it makes it shitty. That's good to know. Okay, that's not what I thought it would do. So he is in fact an edgy teenager. He refuses to call you by your regular Mario name, and he calls you the Great Gonzalez because that's the name that he hears for you. The level in which you get him is a fighting arena, which is pretty cool. So he essentially pops out of this egg, and your like fighting ring name is the Great Gonzalez, and that's what he refers you to for pretty much the entire game. It's actually a really big deal. There's one slip-up, I think, due to the writing. There's a slip-up in which he calls you Mario, which was unintentional. But then there's also the end of the game. If I remember correctly, he calls you it during the end of the game, and it made me cry. Every time I have the ending of that game happen, I used to play it once a year. I'd always make a point to play it once a year. But I once, I once played it like 3 times a year. But I would cry every goddamn time. Every goddamn time I would play it. Oh, this is gonna be bad. It's not thick enough. A line can never be thick enough. This is gonna be something. Blitzville, it's my favorite chapter of the Thousand Year Door. It's my favorite chapter too, if only for the music. I would play it, but then Nintendo would be rude and take my stream down because they don't like fun, I guess. So let's see here. Wow, I just realized his head is gonna be large. I may want to turn it down, actually. Well, this is the spot I've gotten myself into, so we're kind of stuck with it now. Let's move him over here at the very least. So I have plenty of room to draw his thick booty. Alright, we gotta get the thickness, the line thickness in here first. That's the important thing. So it goes like that. And then it's like that, I think. Oh, fuck me. Okay. And then comes the red. I know there's red for his shoe. That looks like a pretty good shoe. Can we talk about Rick and Morty? Yeah, we can. I mean, if you get the drawing streams, you can talk about a lot of stuff. We don't have to talk about what I'm drawing specifically. But there was a new episode of Rick and Morty. What music is this? It sounds so familiar. This is the World of Warcraft original soundtrack, not Burning Crusade or any of the other expansions. This is the classic. What just happened? I pressed a button and it made my thing go away. Sometimes I don't even know. So, if you ever played WoW, this is probably familiar to you. Shit. I'm really running out of space here. Okay, and then... yeah, and then it goes like black over here. Yeah, that's... shit, okay. His hands are gonna be a little fucky, I guess. Okay. There we go. I'm getting there. I'm doing this... it's basically a bootleg. Yoshi. It's very bootleg at the moment. He looks like dog shit, but it's okay. I'm playing WoW and I can't hear the music over Tony's WoW music. That's okay. You know, because admittedly the music is not that great. This is fucking bootleg as shit. I'm trying so hard to do this from memory and like get this done. People still play WoW and yet I've never played. You know, I don't recommend it. His nose looks like dick butt. I'm trying so hard, guys. I really am. I'm trying not to fuck this up. So Yoshi's got one of those like things for hair. What do you call that? Hair? Yeah, he's got that. So his hair when he's green is like spikes forward. That I do know. So it's like yeah, and then yeah. Oh fuck, this is already coming out bad. There we go. Okay, so his hair is looking a little fucky, not gonna lie. But it's okay. We can salvage this. And then it goes like... oh god, that's so bad. That's a little better. That's a little better. Yeah, he's got a tuft, that's it. He's got a tuft. He's got a tuft of hair. I'm trying super hard on this one. I'm not trying to make this like, you know, shit. He's got like a thing. Yeah, and then his head goes, oh god, that's so bad. I should probably start on one side first. Okay, so he's got a thing and it drops down and then about here. Yeah, there's where it ends, and then he goes, whoop, right around here. Shit, that's so bad, but alright, whatever. I'm trying. There we go. Okay. There we go. He's very lumpy. Yeah, he's got those sticky up eyes. That's it. But why no blue boy? He's not gonna be blue. We're picking just the classic green Yoshi, which is what most kids encountered. Because most kids were too stupid to understand that there was a timer involved. Which is a-okay. He's got like a cheek over here. And then over here is white for his mouth. And then he's got eyes somewhere. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, so like this. And we'll make it brown, I guess, just to have it be slightly different. There we go. It's okay, so he's got like eyebrows like this. Oh, fuck, that's so bad. Okay, I'm trying my goddamn hardest here. He's got that lumpy look, you know? He's got that lumpy look that you look for. You know what I'm saying? Green boy, not black. No, we're not going with black, even though black was the one I really wanted as a kid. I never got him. Whoopsie woo, that's the wrong button. There we go. Okay, so let's go and do white now. So I can draw his, like, eye things. You know what I'm talking about. Those things that Yoshi has, you know? Where it's like this. Okay, so he's got, like, eye shit on him. Dab on him. Alright, so... You know, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, and then, well, okay, I changed my mind. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fill in this black, and then I'm gonna color it in all green, and then do the white and shit after that. I feel like that's probably a way better idea than what I'm doing right now. I do not recognize this song. Is this from WoW? It's in the WoW soundtrack. I don't recognize it. What zone is that? Did you lay his egg? You didn't. You don't lay it, but you do. You certainly hatch it. So I mean, Mario is in fact the father. It's a little weird. Yeah, he's got those. He's got those angry eyebrows. You know, he's got those adult attack eyebrows. You know, from like Berserk. That's what they call him in Berserk. Tony, you better not forget the pants. Yeah, he's got pants. That's very important to his character. He's got like a diaper, but it's like also an egg. It's weird. It's like using your own. It's like using a placenta, you know, as your pants. That's kind of what he's doing. It's a little strange. Is Mario Billy Hatcher? You know, I never got to play Billy Hatcher as a kid. I really wish I did. You know, I always thought it looked pretty cool. Alright, so where do we go from here? He's got like one of those... He's got like a neck, and it goes down like this. Oh, fuck, he's got a hunch. Okay, he's slim. That looks a little better. That looks a little better if you ask me. And then it goes like this, I think. No, it's like... Okay. Fuck. He's got that booty. He's got that thick booty. And I just really gotta make sure I get it right. Fuck. It's so bad, but I'm trying. That's as good as I'm willing to make it, I guess. Where are his shoes? There we go. So his shoes... His shoes are red, so let's go ahead and we'll just... Fuck, what do I do here? Okay, his shoes are like this, I guess. You know, that's as good as it's gonna be. And then where do I divide the shoes? How do I do that? I think I made his shoes too big. Fuck. Alright, well, this is the monstrosity that we're stuck with, so, you know, if you got a problem with them, if you can't handle me at my fruitiest, you can't take me at my tootiest, you know what I'm saying? Alright, let's, fuck it, we're just doing it. That's it, that's him for now. Christ, oh my god, he's so lumpy, and he's got, like, no neck. Ooh, I'm trying so hard. Oh god, I'm trying real hard on this one. I can't fill him in green though. Cause I didn't, you know, fill it in over there. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna pick the green now. It's like a dark but like kinda still bright green. It's like there, I'd say. Okay, so don't judge him, Tony. You know, I'm not trying to. I'm really not trying to judge him. It's just sort of happening, you know? Let's move the shoes up. I feel like the shoes need to be up more. So I can just sort of bullshit this. Okay, so... There we go. Also, if this music sounds familiar to you, I've probably played it already on stream. I have played WoW music before. So that's probably what you're hearing in your ear. Let's take out the eraser tool. Eraser tool is great. Professional artist, I can tell you, the eraser tool is fantastic if you know how to properly use it, which clearly I don't, because I have it set to 43 goddamn %. But let's fix that. Oh my god. Alright. Stream just died. I don't know why. I apologize. It was very strange. I mean, the internet's been real fucky where I live this past, like, week or so. I wish I could explain why. As far as I can tell, I think... I don't know. Something's been fucked with Cox. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Oh god, where is it not connected? Where is it not connected? Are you shitting me right now? Where's the hole? Where's the problem? I don't understand what the problem is. This should theoretically be fine. Is it because the green is over there? No. Something's fucked over here somehow. But I don't know. Oh, there it is! I figured it out. Alright. Alright. Alright, let's... We need black again. I really don't know what's going on. Is that weird lady messing with the internet again, Tony? Oh no! The good thing is that I'm not at college right now, which is great for me, because it means I don't have to deal with people just shutting off the internet because they decided to pull routers out of the wall. Now, the interesting thing about that is that people on my college were actually complaining about it the other day. They were like, Jesus Christ, anybody remember when that happened? And everyone was like, fuck, don't remind me. It was such a bad time. So let's go ahead and do this. So, great though. So, now that the stream is back up, let's go ahead and have a discussion, guys. I'm gonna tell you a story. It's time for some story. Will we be drawing Trans Ghost Grill Boy? Oh, you mean, what's her face? No, Vivian? We're not drawing Vivian. We're just drawing Yoshi today. Just that classic Yosh, no Vivian. But let's go ahead, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. Did I lay this egg? This Yoshi was personally laid by me. Laid in, as in, you know, I laid the egg, not laid as in like a sexual thing. But it's time for a story. Tony, whatever happened to the WoW streams? I liked those. WoW streams? I never did WoW streams. I did Warcraft streams of Warcraft 3, which I'm probably only gonna do a few times a year, so it'll probably take me literal years to finish it. And don't ask me why. That's just the way it is. I don't know why exactly. That's just how it goes. But don't worry, there will be more of those eventually. So let's go ahead and up the brightness on these shoes and fill them in, and that'll be fine. Oh, God! Fuck. Okay. Let's see here. Let's make that like a 20. So it's time for a story. So, I recently took a trip. God damn it, I recently took a trip. I took a trip because I am a film student, and being a film student requires that I go off and make a movie. So I did. I went off and made a movie. Well, I didn't. I went off to get footage to make a movie. Now, I got the footage A-okay. Everything is good in that regard. But there were some problems along the way. There were some problems in doing that. See, I also did a bit of a pet project while doing it. I went off to go make this movie, but in addition to making the film, I also went off and tried to grab some other spare footage for a project for you guys, completely unrelated to the college's work. The film that I'm doing, I can't tell you what I'm doing it on because it's not finalized yet. I'm using another student's script, So, it is a serious movie. I'm using another student's script to sort of do it. I'm more or less producing their film. I don't know, not producing, but I guess I'm putting it together with them. You know, another student writes it, and then I do it. Because I'm not a writing student, and, you know, I'm not in the mood to write a film. But, so that's what's going on there. But I also went off to do a pet project to get some footage for you guys, which is pretty exciting. Now, if anybody can guess what I went off to do in my spare time, you will win a prize. The prize is the satisfaction of knowing that you guessed correctly. Keep in mind that when it comes to my streams, I have a rule. I have a few rules, you know, don't be a dick, don't spam, you know, basic rules like that. But when I'm not doing Chris-chan content, I do have a rule that says, you know, no talking about Chris-chan in the streams. But for one moment, we will break that rule if you guys want to guess Chris-chan, because that'll be okay. I will allow that rule to be broken for this stream and this stream only. Let me fill in these red shoes. I made space down there because his shoes have like orange, or was it yellow? Yellow or orange, like on the bottom. So I gotta do that. So Spaghetti Western 2. Tony's making a battle tendency movie. You went to film about the chat. Tony found Chris-chan in real life. Spaghetti Western. Is it a better Chris-chan documentary? It's a movie about Patty-chan coming back from the dead. Did you film about Tony x Joseph Joestar? No. Here's what I did. I went down to film in a few states in the South. I filmed in a few states in the South, and one of them just so happened to be Virginia. I needed some footage that I couldn't get in Vermont. Fuck, what color are his goddamn shoes? Is it like a dirty yellow, or is it like a regular yellow? That's good enough. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me, I guess. So, I went down to the South, and I did, in fact, search for Chris-chan. I'm not even kidding. I went down there and looked for Christine. I drove down to 14 Branchland Court with my good buddy Stefan, because he was, you know, helping me with the film project. The wonderful guy that he is. He drove through tons of traffic to help me. I went down to 14 Branchland Court. This is an actual thing that happened to me recently, and tried to get some footage for you guys. I tried to go down there and sort of get some Chris-chan related footage that would then be released once I resumed streaming again. So that's kind of what I've been doing in addition to my regular studies. So now that you guys know that, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the story of how it went, because ooh boy, was it an exciting experience, to say the least. It was a very wacky time. So I went down there, and the house, I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of the house in a while, but if I recall, one of the most recent pictures of the house is, you know, when it's burning, and then also, you know, a picture from 2014 on the Wikipedia. So I headed down there, and the house is completely dilapidated. The house as of now is completely overrun by brush. It's fucked. There's a front door, and when you walk up to the front door, there is a literal swamp to the left of it. It looks like some sort of hose had leaked everywhere, and there's just like weird swamp-like plants, and it's all fucked. It's all fucked. Is this WoW music? It is. This is WoW music. So that there's a swamp right next to the front door. It looks like the front door had not been used by anyone in a long time. When me and Stefan pulled up, everything in the town of Ruckersville, or it's more of a street than it is a town, but it's very cute. It's small, and the road is kind of fucked because it's not a road that's, like, you know, been worked on in ages. It looks like it's a small, weird road that doesn't even have lines on it. It's a strange road, and all the houses are pretty cute. And then you get over to 14 Branchland Court, and everything in the direct vicinity of Chris's house is just fucked. Okay? It's just fucked. And we walk up, and there's a cat there. There's many cats that we saw later, but we walk up, and on the left there's a cat. I believe it's Lucy. So Lucy is there, and she's being a cat, you know, as a cat does. And she's very curious as to who we are, but at the same time, she's like mad spooked. You know, she basically ran away from us, but she was curious as to who we were. Had we enticed her, she probably would have came over to us. And that was exciting, you know, that was an exciting concept for this cat to sort of come over and, you know, hang out with us. So the front door, the doorbell does not work. The doorbell itself does not work. The doorbell is, like, disabled for whatever reason, and it doesn't work. And you can't knock on the door because the door has a screen in front of it, and the screen is, like, bolted, locked shut. It was very apparent that no one had been to the house in literal ages. Also, keep in mind, I'm kind of scattered in terms of how I'm telling this story. The brush and debris that nature has completely overtaken the outside of the house. You can just barely see into the house, like, through the little parking lot, through the brush. It's just, you know, the driveway. It's very clear that no one has done any work on this house in literal ages, just from the outside. Nobody had used the front door. That was very apparent. Now, as soon as we turn, Stefan's behind me on the stairs, you know, and I'm on the stairs waiting for the door to be answered. Of course it wasn't. The door was not answered, and that was a little strange. I'm gonna make Yoshi's eyes blue. His eyes are not actually blue, but I'm gonna make them blue just because I think it looks nice. So, that's what we're doing. It was extra locked. We didn't try and save the cat because the cat looked like, you know, I didn't want to mess with it. I didn't want to, you know, mess with this cat. Yeah, we'll just do this. Goddamn Nomergon music. Okay, so... There we go. There we go. So that's what, you know, happened there. I should really... There we go. That way I stay within the lines. We didn't save the cat. You turn over from the front door and you can see the dirt, right? You can see this, their little driveway is basically just dirt, and there are two vehicles parked in it. And the two vehicles are kind of where we sort of realize this is it, we're here. Like, this is the place. This is the first time that Stefan sort of freaked out. He stops and he is fucking frozen. Because you notice there's two vehicles, and one of them has a license plate called B. Weston, and the other one has a license plate. It doesn't say Sanchu, it says Sonichu right on it. Stefan is, like, paralyzed in fear when he sees the Sonichu license plate. He cannot move. And I'm just standing there. You know, I didn't stop. I kept walking, because I was like, this is it, we're here. I keep walking. And I'm like, fuck, we are here right now. And I keep walking, and you go over to the back, like the back door, and it is spooky as shit. It is completely overrun with brush. It is very claustrophobic. You know, you walk up there and it's like another world. This entire yard is like covered in trees and brush, and it's like it's like you're entering Narnia, you know, it's a goddamn fantasy world. And it's really fucked. It is absolutely fucked, 100%. So, let's... What should I do next for color? White? Yeah, I should do the white. He's got like white all over him. And I don't know exactly why, but he does. So let's try and do this. Fuck, it's like everything from here. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab the green, and then I'm gonna do the white so I don't get in the black lines. And basically, I'm pretty sure it ends like that. Yeah, and then it goes up like... Nah, it's like... Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm decently happy with how that looks. So, we're walking. I don't stop when I see the cars, because I'm expecting them. Part of me is expecting these vehicles, so I kind of keep going. He's paralyzed for like a second. And we keep going. And there's a bunch of cats. There's like 3 or 4. I saw a minimum of 3. Stefan said he saw 2. There might have even been 4, but there was a bunch of cats. They were very small. They looked like kittens, and they looked like they were malnourished. And they, unlike Lucy, they had definitely not seen other people before. Lucy's probably seen other human beings, but these cats haven't, so they freaked the fuck out and ran away, because they didn't know what was going on. And that's kind of what happened. It was kind of Sorbet was there. Sorbet was there, and Sorbet was one of the 3 cats that were there, and he freaked the fuck out and ran away. Which was kind of sad. I could tell that one of them was Sorbet. Ah, shit. Okay, so where else is there white on this beautiful boy? He's got like a white tummy also. Let me see about getting that in there. It's like this, you know, it's like one of those. Yeah, that's good enough, I guess. You can sort of infer that that's where the tummy goes, I guess, so I'm not too... Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay. So, we walk up to the stairs, and basically... Here, I'll even draw it out for you. Basically, you walk up, you know, the cars are over here on the right, and you walk up, and the stairs are here, and then you turn left, and then immediately, like this, is the door, okay? So the door is right here, and I'm on the stairs here, and there's immediately, like, a fucking building right here, and it's overrun with brush. So you're standing in just, like, pure darkness. You're standing in just, like, pure darkness, and that's when I freeze. That's when I freeze, okay? Because this door... it's a glass door. The door here is a glass door. There's 2 doors. A glass one that's locked and closed, and then a like a regular... You're in Quickville, yeah. Stefan's right. You basically enter Quickville when you're there. And then there's like a regular, you know, wooden door that's open. And standing on the other side, and Stefan, basically he's at the bottom, sort of on the stairs here, and I'm at the top, you know, in front of the door. He didn't want to stand next to me because he thought it would be intimidating, so he was kind of over here, which is good because he got a different angle of the house than I did. Now, fuck, making this part is gonna be obnoxious, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Okay, so let's go ahead and select that. And then draw in there. And he's got like a orange, I'm pretty sure. He's got orange for his like egg bit. So we walk up, and this is when I freeze. And the reason that I freeze is because at this point Chris is standing in the kitchen right in front of me. Right in front of me, he is standing in the kitchen eating a grilled cheese sandwich. It was so fucking surreal, and I just fucking freeze. I fall flat on my ass, frozen. I don't know what to do. And I was like, shit. Oh god. So I knock on the door. Finally, I unfreeze myself and I knock on the door. And Chris is standing there, and he's wearing a My Little Pony camisole, knee-high socks. It's a Fluttershy camisole. Knee-high socks, and then the skirt, you know, the DJ Pone 3 skirt that he wears. It's the only outfit he has, essentially. It's the one that he wears in every goddamn video, so you know the one if you've seen my streams. And yeah, that's what he's wearing. And I didn't notice it because I'm trying to maintain eye contact and not, you know, like, look around. The skirt freezes me, because that freezes me again. Once I knock on the door... Let me go back a bit. I'm sorry, the story is very scattered. It's a fucked up story. Basically, I knock on the door, and Chris answers. And Chris doesn't fully come out to the door. He doesn't come out, you know, he hides behind the wooden door, sort of obscuring himself, which Stefan got a great angle of Chris, you know, despite the obscuring. A way better angle than I got. But I did get a pretty decent one once Chris came out from the darkness. And instead of answering a door with, "Hello, how are you?" Chris answers the door with, "What do you want? What are you doing here? Who are you?" Shit like that. Direct, rude questions. And, at that point, I get 2 seconds of talking before immediately, the most morbidly obese dog I have ever seen in my life starts barking. Now, for those of you who don't know, I've worked closely with dogs before. I worked for quite a while at a dog daycare type place, and this daycare, I had to put down a lot of dogs, not put down like kill, but I had to, overtake a lot of dogs if they were being violent. I'd have to, put them to the ground. So I knew the difference between a dog like my dog Lucky, who barks when someone's at the door. Dogs bark at the door. It's ruff, ruff, who are you at the door? Oh my god, I'm excited. And I know the difference between that and a dog that is barking because it wants to attack you and rip your fucking face off. This was the second thing. The dog was mad. The dog was fucking mad. Alright? He wanted to eat me. There we go. That's my Yoshi. He's pretty fucking bootleg. He literally looks like a goddamn bootleg. It's so bad. Oh my lord. Alright, well, let's make like a background, I guess. Maybe I'll look up the Glitz Pit and put that as a background. Bootleg Yoshi. Okay, so I'm gonna tell the rest of this story, alright? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell the rest of this story, but also do the Glitz Pit, if I can remember how to do it. The Glitz Pit is, like, fucked. I don't know how to do it, so I'm just gonna do the shitty background I do all the time. So you get, like, brown, and then you get, like, another brown, but, like, lighter. And then you do filter, render clouds. There we go, there we go. Alright, so I'm gonna tell the story. That's our drawing for now. I really hope that the Golden Artist likes it. I've tried pretty hard on it. The hands are pretty fucked. I need to fix the hands. So, let me finish this story off here. So the fucking dog, the goddamn dog is very, very violent. Like, it's a fucking messed up dog that clearly hasn't been socialized properly, and it is trying to kill me. And, so while the dog is barking, Chris is like, "Ah, shut up!" and, like, kicks the dog in the face, right? So he kicks the dog in the face, and, the dog doesn't stop barking. It doesn't give a shit. It keeps going. It doesn't give 2 fucks, alright? It doesn't give 2 fucks that Chris said to stop talking. So Chris is yelling over the dog. He's stress sighing the entire time. He's like, like, hands on his forehead, hands on his forehead, like, obviously this is the most stressful part of his day. And, I managed to say, while the dog is barking, I yell over the dog, and I introduce myself, I say who I am, I say that I represent a college, I try to make myself sound a little bit more impressive. I'm not like, "Hey, I'd like to get an interview with you because I do a YouTube show." No, I tried to make it sound like, I brought my college ID, so I tried to make it sound like I was on behalf of the college, because I thought that would be a bit more professional. And I managed to blurt out the question, "Would you like an interview? Like, would you like to get an interview done?" And at that point, there was kind of a turning point. See, Stefan is frozen because he zeroes in on the medallion. I don't even notice. I'm trying to maintain eye contact, so I freeze at the skirt. But, I didn't freeze at the medallion. I didn't even notice it. Stefan noticed it, okay? Now, at that point, I blurt out the question. And here's when it gets bad. If you think it's bad now, by the way, the home itself didn't smell too weird. Stefan doesn't have a good sense of smell, so he couldn't smell anything when I asked him, but it did smell slightly strange. It smelled, a little bit like garbage, like someone hadn't taken out the garbage in a while, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like an overtaking smell. Now, keep in mind, this entire time that I'm talking to Chris, he is hunched over, and his hand is on the glass door. He is holding the door to make sure that I don't go to open it. As if I'm just gonna, like, burst into the house, alright? Now, here's when the story takes a fucking turning point. Okay? Here's when the story gets bad. We couldn't smell Chris because Chris was behind the glass door. But here's when the story gets bad. Now, as you guys know, if you've watched my, you know, streams of Chris Chan, I've talked before about, you know, I've talked before about how I don't think the way they present Barb on video is how she is. You know, there's been a few videos now where Barb is on camera and she's like, please, you know, wheezing between breaths, and she's like, please, help me, I'm sick. Oh, we need money, please. Send it to my son, Chris, please. You know, and she looks sick. Now here's the thing. I've never in my life, seen an elderly woman dart so fucking quickly to a door. Barbara and Chandler gets up from, like, behind. Stefan got a great view of the kitchen. I didn't. But I can see her coming from another room. She fucking sprints over to the door. And, like, moves Chris out of the way and gets behind him. And starts shouting at me. Immediately, first thing out of her mouth. Get out of here! Get out of here! What do you... Get out of here! And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. And she's like, I don't care, get out of here! I'm calling the cops! And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cause a discussion. Now here's to cause a, you know, a ruckus or whatever. And here's the thing, the entire time that's happening, if you looked back at Chris, you could see him seriously contemplating the interview. I 100% believe that if Barb wasn't there, I would have got the interview. Because Chris... Here's the thing about humans, is that people in general really like being on camera. Most people do. Most people like talking and being on camera. And Chris is a great example of someone who loves that. Now, if Barb didn't come out screaming... the whole time the dog is barking, by the way. The dog is still barking. The dog is a medium-sized dog, by the way. I know, stories all over the place. But the dog is a medium-sized black dog. And it looked like it ate 5 Great Danes. It was huge. The dog did not scare me because if if the door was opened and the dog came out to bite me, I would have just kicked him and he would have rolled over. Now, what I was afraid of was Barb grabbing a fucking bat and trying to kill me. She was threatening the cops. Now, you have to understand, this is a family of people who... Basically, they've been arrested many times. You know, Barb has assaulted cops. They're afraid of the cops. They don't like police officers, okay? Now, that just goes to show you how paranoid they are, you know, that they're just threatening the cops, you know, that they're gonna call them on me. Now, she's yelling, and Chris is contemplating the question, and I'm like, I'm not trying to cause a problem here, I just wanted to, you know, I wanted to talk to Christine, and she's like, get the fuck out of here, yelling at me. She goes, didn't you see the no trespassing sign? There could have been a no trespassing sign, but I didn't see it. The house is so covered in fucking brush that you can't see anything. There could have been a sign somewhere, but we didn't see it. I didn't see it, Stefan didn't see it, and we were like, I'm sorry, I didn't see the sign. You know, and she's like, get off my property, yelling at us. At that point, Stefan starts talking, and he's like, alright, we'll leave, sorry. You know, we're apologizing, being as polite as we can. And at that point, we go to turn. We go to turn and we leave, okay? And Chris, of course, has to get the last word in and yells at us as we walk away. And he goes, oh, by the way, the first thing that Chris says when he answers the door, he yells this at me. This is important to the story. I forgot. This is the first thing he said when he answers the door. He yells at me and he goes, we usually take guests at the front door. Which is bullshit, by the way. Because the front door, the doorbell doesn't work, and you can't knock on their actual door because there's a screen door in front of it that's bolted shut, so that prevents you from knocking, which was bullshit, but, you know, I was like, I'm sorry, you know, the doorbell didn't work, and I couldn't knock on the door, I'm sorry, you know, because I was in the back door, you know, it was more of a side door, and it was very apparent that that side door is the door that they used. It's the one that their cars are parked in front of, and I can see footprints from the dirt, like, from the car to the dirt and then to the back door. No footprints went to the front door. That I saw very clearly. Now at that point, I go to turn, and Chris yells at us, and he goes, well, I was really considering it, but since you guys came from the back door and not the front, I'm gonna have to say no. And I don't even turn around to look at him. I stick my hand up and I'm like, alright, okay. And we just leave. So we just leave. And we walk out. And it's weird, you know? Like, basically when you enter the vicinity of the house, you're entering Quickville. And it's really spooky. But, you know, once we left and walked out onto the main road, it was like stepping back into reality, and it was so odd. Stefan said it perfectly. He said it perfectly. We got in the car, and he just, you know, we sit there for like a few seconds of silence. And he just turns to me and he says, "That really rattled my bones. My bones are rattled." And I look at him and I was like, yeah, let's get some food. So we drive over, and about, you know, 2 minutes from Chris's house, there's a Mexican restaurant. We try to go there, it's closed. We go to a Japanese restaurant right next door to it. And we're just eating food there, and, you know, it's just... Can I make a comic about this? Yeah, you can. We're just sitting there, you know? Like, we're back in reality. We're out of Quickville, and, we're just back to eating, you know, Japanese food and sitting there. And we both talk about it, and we talk it over, and we're like, you know, that was a great experience. It didn't quite work how we wanted it to, but I mean, I got the footage for my regular film, and this was just a side project, and I'm glad we went. You know, he's like, I'm glad that we went too. You know, we got an experience to talk about. It was tense, you know, it was fucked up to be there. It was intense. Now, what I can say is, I can say two things. Number one, if Barb was not there, if she was dead, we would have got that interview, 100%. Did we get footage? No, we didn't get any footage. You have to understand that we cannot legally film them on their property. You know, we obviously were not gonna walk up with cameras in hand. That would automatically get us kicked off the property. You do not interact with people, you know, you don't like go up to people with cameras in hand. It freaks them out. You don't do that. So we weren't going to do that. We also weren't going to film on their property because that is illegal. Like, we can't do that. You have to have people sign a release form. You know, if you do, I mean, it's not that it's illegal, but if you do that, people will sue. You know, they have all the evidence they need to sue if you know, take video on their property without a release form. I was gonna, you know, of course, after, if Chris agreed, I would have got him to sign a release form, and then we would have got an interview. But we didn't film it. We didn't film it. It was, I tried to be as professional as I could have, and it would not have been professional, you know, to show up with cameras in hand. It's threatening and not a thing I wanted to do. Now, number one, we would have got the interview if Barb wasn't there. We would have got the interview. Here's the thing. I wasn't there to be a troll. I wasn't there to be an asshole, you know? I wasn't there to ask Chris questions like, tell me, you know, why are you such an asshole? I wasn't there to harass him, you know? You guys should know on my streams, I don't sit there making fun of him all day. There's no point in doing that. I wanted to get, you know, words directly from Chris about how he feels about, you know, tons of things, and do a legitimate interview. You know, I wanted a professional, legitimate interview. That's what I wanted. And number two, just don't do what I did, you know? Don't do what I did. I know it seems like a good idea to go and harass Chris, obviously, and, you know, just go and poke fun at him all the time, because, you know, for shits and giggles, but just don't do it, you know? What I saw there were two people who were scared. They were afraid of anything from the outside world coming in. And I don't think we would have got the interview no matter what unless Barb wasn't there. We would have got it if Barb wasn't there, but with Barb in the house, they're just too fucking scared, you know? There's just no reason to go there, you know? There's just no reason to go there and harass them and poke fun. So, I wouldn't recommend it. I really wouldn't recommend it. I tried really hard. We were gonna offer money too. We were gonna offer money, but they were so afraid of us that they, you know, they wouldn't even have taken money. That's kind of what happened there. It was, you know, it was sad. It was sad to see two people like that. One last thing, I didn't mention it in the story, by the way. Now, as I mentioned, Chris's clothes were the same clothes he wears every day. Barb was wearing one outfit. Barb only wears one outfit. It's basically her, like, jean button-up shirt and, like, jean pants, sort of. You know, she wears the same thing every day. I don't think she has another change of clothes, and that was kind of weird. So, you know, I wanted a legitimate interview. I didn't get it. What I got was a pretty huge bone-rattling. What I got was reality sort of hitting me that these are two people that are spooked as fuck, and there's just no reason to really bother them, you know? There's just, you know, just leave them be, I'd say. The days of, you know, getting Chris to do wacky shit are kind of over, you know? There's just no reason for it. There's just really no reason for it. But I'm glad that I went. I have an experience that I can talk about, you know, with you guys. That's really what I wanted. I wanted something that I could share with you guys, and I'm glad that I have it, you know? I'm really glad that I was able to get something like that for all of you. And I hope that that was interesting. I hope that that, you know, made this drawing stream a little bit more exciting when compared to, you know, a normal one. Jesus Christ, what is that little droop there? Oh my god, what is that? I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna fix it. So yeah, it was pretty wacky, you know, it was a wacky time. And I hope that was interesting for you guys, and that'll be the end of the stream. Keep in mind I don't talk about Chris Chan stuff outside of Chris Chan streams. That's just, you know, he is relegated to Saturdays when I do it, you know, when I do Chris Chan streams. So I'm not going to talk about this story outside of this. If you ask me on the Discord and the Chris Chan channel, you know, I might talk about it. But I don't talk about Chris Chan outside of when I'm doing the streams, which won't happen until at the earliest December of this year. So if you bring it up, I'm not going to talk about it. You know, I'm not trying to be rude, but that's just kind of the rules of my streams, to keep them grounded in reality. So please, please do not bring them up. Please do not bring them up. I will not talk about it. But I hope you guys had an interesting time. And yeah. Thanks for dropping by on this drawing stream. I'll see you guys on the next one.